Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here, Mind, Body, Soul Balance Coach, and today we're talking about bringing your ideas and your goals into form. And what does that mean? Well, you can have things that you want to achieve in life, right? And it's always on your wish list, never comes into fruition. You can write stuff down, but if you never take action towards it, it's always just going to be a pipe dream, right? It's something you're going to get to one day. It might be you're writing things down that you don't fully believe you're ever going to bring into your existence. Yeah, they're just a wish, they're a hope, they're a dream, but you don't really believe that it's possible for you. And how do you make them real? How do you achieve what you want to achieve? And it can be to do with any aspect of your life, right? Whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to have a great relationship, whether you want to buy your own home, have a brand new car, whether you want to get fit, have a beautiful family, whether you want to rock a business out and send it out globally to the world, whatever it is for you, right? You might want to travel to a beautiful exotic location. I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute too. It's just kind of reminded me of something. So how do you bring your goals and dreams into form? You might have heard me mention this, but the most pivotal thing that will bring them into form is writing them down and having them where you can see them. You can continually and regularly rewrite those. It doesn't matter where you put them, but it's just that act of making them real, right? Then you've got to break it down into, okay, so I've put that there. What can I actually now do to bring it to me? Yeah, and this is the actionable steps. And it might feel like this is something that you already know, but how often do you actually follow through with it? Yeah. And it's also about prioritizing. So if you want to bring something into your existence, bring it into form. If you've got an idea, a creative idea, whatever it is for you, whether there's something you just so want to change in your life, right? It's something super important to you. It always takes action. It always takes that co-creation, right? And if you've got no idea how to bring it into form, it's about exploring, researching. What have other people done to get where they've gotten in terms of having exactly the same thing that I want, right? Sometimes we have to learn more about ourselves and we have to grow in terms of a person in some aspect of our life, whether it's figuring out how to get into a relationship so that you don't constantly stuff it up in the first instance, right? You might be somebody that's wanting a relationship, not figuring out why. You keep tripping yourself up in those early dating things, right? Those dating experiences. There's lots of people out there that have relationship advice, dating advice, that you can go and research, right? And often you'll have a few aha moments about what's tripping you up. And you can go, well, I might take a different approach on that now that I know that little morsel of information. Yeah, I might try that next time. So often when we're not reaching things and not achieving stuff in our life, even though we desperately want it, right, there's often a part of self that needs growth, a part of self that needs strengthening. It can be a shadow side of self that's a weakness that you keep putting the blinkers on and going, I really want that, but there's something that's continually my little bugbear that's holding me back from it. I think growth, personal development is an amazing thing. I'm continually growing. I think I'll continually grow until I leave this earth physically, right? Physically. I've been here many times. I'll probably come back again, or dare I say, yeah. But, personal growth, personal development, whilst it might seem, dare I say, a little wanky, I'll put that in there, right? It is actually an amazing experience. And it can take all sorts of forms. It can just be more about you being more aware of things possibly that you need to work on. And we often always know that within ourselves, right? We often know where we're tripping ourselves up. So in terms of bringing your goals and your ideas into form, often it's about overcoming those weaknesses that we need to strengthen within self. It's about getting really clear about what it is you want, because often if you have a goal or a dream, is it a pipe dream, is it a wish, or is it something you truly want? Because if it's something you truly want, you're going to make it happen. It's about getting that burning desire within self to work towards it, to make it a priority in your life. And we can let a whole lot of stuff get in the way too. We can procrastinate a lot about not getting started, or you start and you don't continue. You might be somebody that's got all these goals and dreams, right? You start, you never follow through. You never finish, right? That is about self-monitoring and going, okay, so, and it doesn't matter how many times you do it, right? If you can bring yourself back and go, okay, so I started this, I still need to work on it. Just spend a little time working on it, right? Even if you have to do that multiple times to come back to it, you will eventually get through it. Sometimes life just gets in the way and it gets super busy and you're just scrambling to find the time to work on those goals and dreams, yeah? That's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It'll happen as long as you consistently, at some point, keep applying some action to it, yeah? It's also about prioritizing as to whether or not what you really want is important to you, because sometimes we think we might want something, but is it going to actually add value to our life? Or is it just something that we think, oh, that might not be nice to have one day? Yeah. Why put a lot of energy in terms of your effort, your mental energy, towards something that you think is never going to come into your life? Because often it might just be wanting something material, but is it really going to bring you happiness, or is it just going to bring you a state of dissatisfaction from where you currently are to where you think you might want to be? Yeah, that's materialism. It's kind of an interesting point to think about. Yeah, do I really want it? Is it that important to me? If it was really important to you, you'd bring it into form. Yeah. So how do we bring it into form? So apart from your personal development stuff you might need to work on to overcome, yeah, to strengthen, is that act of writing it down, breaking it down into little steps and just taking those steps. Because often what happens is we'll take a few steps, right? And there might be something that comes up that'll either be poor timing, or it could be I haven't really thought this plan out very well. It's not really going in the direction I want to go, or it's not really achieving anything yet. Yeah, it's not getting the growth or the traction I want it to get. That often creates a pivot point where you've got to go, I might need to change how I approach this, how I develop it, how I create it. Yeah. Sometimes you need other people in terms of resources. You might be somebody who's got this great idea, right? And you've got no money to bring it into form. You feel like you've got no resources to bring it into form. You might think, I need other people to bring it into form. I'm going to bust every single one of those myths, right? There is always something, even in that scenario, right, where you can create. And it's about, a lot of it's about self-learning, right? So if you're somebody that's absolutely bootstrapped and you're trying to create an idea, what do I need to learn to get to the next step, right? Because you often, when you build traction up, you will get to a point where you can start affording to employ people to do certain things for you. In that early stage, you probably don't, right? So it's about bringing something into form that might not be perfect in its BETA, better stage, right? Which is about bringing something out that you might tweak later on, but it's your first version. Obviously, you want to bring your first version as best as you can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Launch it out there, see if there's a market for it, see if you get any sales from it, see if people want it. Ideally, you're not going to spend a whole lot of energy creating something that people don't want in the first instance, right? Because that's not smart. You can waste a whole lot of time doing that. You do need to do a bit of research into demand. Is there a demand for it? I've seen so many entrepreneurs, you're somebody that wants to do something in business, right? We're talking to, that just go and do something because they love doing it, but there's absolutely no demand for it. There was never going to be a demand for it because people don't have a burning desire for it, right? If you can absolutely tap into something that people want a burning desire for it, you've got a talent and a gift in that area. It's about coming up with something that's going to fill a need, yeah? There's all sorts of dynamics around that. So you're just going to be mindful of that, because you can trip yourself up spend a whole lot of time on something that there's no market for. Yeah, I see it happen time and time again. It's about creating something that people want. Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, business 101. In terms of your fitness goals, like for me, I had on my board for years, right? And I do have my own diet and fitness programs, but I had the same challenges as everyone else. Yeah, I would often go up and down and all over the place. I think we've all done it, the yo-yoing. Yeah, got a little bird banging in the window right now. And we can have it on our board, like I want to lose 10 kilos, or I want to be a size 10, or whatever it is, guy or girl, right? And you might want a bikini body, you might want big muscles if you're a guy, and it can sit on your board year after year, and you can scrub it off and write it back up, yeah? And you're still exactly the same, or you put more weight on. That comes to persistent action, getting real with yourself, looking at your schedule. That's really about your schedule and your willingness to show up in your own life, yeah, and make it a priority. Now, that one's pretty simple, yeah. There's all sorts of things like, if one of your goals and dreams is to have a love relationship, well, what are you doing to put yourself out there? What steps are you taking to put yourself out in the dating scene? What steps are you taking to get some personal development around where you're tripping yourself up? Yeah, what is your aspect of your mindset you're saying to yourself? Like, are you saying to yourself, there's nobody out there, there's nobody good out there, I'm never going to meet anyone? Oh, hello. There's probably lots of people out there that are not the one for you, but there will be someone. And if you go out going, I'm just going to give up because there's nobody good out here, pretty much 100% you're not going to meet them, right? Because you've got to experiment and just give people a chance. Yeah, there's all sorts of things going on there. But bringing your ideas and goals into form, another part of this is self-belief, right? You might discount your ideas. You might feel that you're not good enough. There's somebody else that's doing it better than you. Competition are already out there doing it. There's always a space in there where you can get in with your ideas and bring them into form. I think I did a video recently which was all about I never worry about the competition. Right? I never worry about the competition. I never have, because it takes your focus off what you're trying to achieve. Yeah. And also you can start comparing yourself to other people. You're always going to have something of value to offer. You just got to tap into what people want in terms of business. If you want to do a holiday, for example, okay, well, what do you need to do? Everything in its simplest form is breaking it down into steps. We can all look at a holiday, and I will tell you a funny story about holidays that I was going to mention at the beginning, yeah. So you might have on your bucket list, I want to go to Canada. If you guys are living in Canada right now, we all want to come visit you. Yeah, because it's so beautiful there. Well, I know I do. What do you need to do to get to that place? Often, you've got to book a trip. You've got to have savings for it. Yeah. There's some steps there, right? Who are you going to take with you? Are you going to go on your own? When you start breaking down those steps, you might need to get a passport. Hello. Do you put everything else in terms of your finances before that? You might not be in a position whatsoever to go on that trip until you sort your finances out or you earn more money or something like that, yeah? There's some simple steps to get yourself on that holiday. It's about going, okay, I want to go to Canada, right? Okay, how am I going to get to Canada? It might take you a little while, divine timing, dare I say. You might need to work towards it. Often it's about having a savings plan, having a little account on the side where you're going to pop your holiday money into. It might be looking out for specials that you can get to, all those kinds of things, doing your research. Where do I want to go? How much is it going to cost me? When you start doing that thing about bringing it into form, like even if it's a car, well, I'm going to go down and get the brochure for the car. I'm going to find out how much it costs. What are my finances looking like? It might be a pipe dream, but at least that vibration, that energetically putting out not only to the universe but to yourself, it starts becoming real. Let me tell you about manifesting stuff, right? Whilst we're talking about you've got to take action, yeah. For years I want to go to the Maldives. Yeah, I had this thing like Maldives. I want that over the water villa, the one that we all see and go, geez, I want to be there right now with my cocktail, my scuba gear or my snorkeling gear and just hang out. So I'd had it on my bucket list, and I was single mum at the time, bringing up 2 young boys. I had it on my bucket list for 10 years. So by the time it came to reality, they were teenagers, yeah. It took 10 years. But it was so interesting, and every year, this is what I mean about bringing it into form. This is part of manifestation. Every year, often my goals and my dreams would change in some aspects, some parts wouldn't. I think I consistently had my body stuff on there, fitness, diet, yeah. But my business goals and dreams would all often change. But at the bottom of this list was, I want to go to the Maldives. I want to be in that over the water villa. Yeah, I had no idea how I was going to bring it into form. And I actually won it. It was 10 years to the date of when I'd start putting it on my list, yeah. And I had to go and buy a pair of orthotic shoes. I don't wear them now, right? But I was somebody that wore heels and all the rest of it. And I was so put off by it because I had to balance out the leg length. And I procrastinated for 6 months. I was like, I don't want funky daggy shoes. I don't want orthotic shoes. I don't. Anyway, I got to the point where I needed them because I need to walk properly. And I went into this shop and I brought my first pair of orthotic shoes. God damn it, they were expensive, dare I say. But anyway, I digress. I got to the counter and they said, do you want to enter this trip to Paris? I went, you're never going to win that. Why would I bother? And I went, no, come on. And I'm in Australia, right? So it was for Australia, New Zealand. And so I entered it. I thought, I've got absolutely no chance of winning that, right? Don't forget, on my board, the last 10 years have been my wish. Yeah, my wish, my manifestation wish for the Maldives. Anyway, I totally forgot about it. This is the art of letting go. Totally forgot about it. 2 weeks later, I get a call at work. I was working in a government job in project management at the time. This is in 2013. Yeah. Get this call. Called my name out. I went, yeah. I went, you've won the trip. I went, what do you mean I've won the trip? I went, you've won the trip to Paris. I went, oh. And they went, well, you don't have to go there if you don't want. You can go anywhere you would like. We'll just give you the voucher. I think the voucher was for like 10 grand. I'm like, Maldives, here we come. Everyone around me was going, that was a crank call. You did not win. I went, we'll see. And I'd won it for Australia and New Zealand, yeah. I brought that into form, but it was on my list. It was on my whiteboard for years, right? So don't discount the power, one, of manifestation, but of bringing things into form. Dare I say, I had the over-the-water villa. I did the snorkeling, I had the cocktails, did a lot of cocktail hopping around the island. It was magnificent. Yeah, don't discount the power of your own energy and putting things out there. But I say bringing ideas and stuff that you want to do in a day-to-day life, whether it's to do with your body, relationships, business, right? It's great to write it up, but you've got to take action towards it too. Yeah, you will have those special moments where the universe will just kick into the energy you've put out there and bring it to you. It doesn't happen very often, yeah, but it can happen, absolutely. Love to hear your comments, your feedback. Think about that. It's always about breaking things down into manageable steps. And it doesn't matter how long something takes, it's going to take as long as it takes, yeah. It's always about those that achieve what they want to achieve, apply consistent action, they don't give up. Keep your eye on the goal, focus, and you'll get there. All right, much love, much light. Namaste.